Hey everyone, I'm Motion, and today I'm going to be modifying and upgrading my action figures. Whether that's through non-destructive minor additions or very risky modifications that require me to pull them apart and possibly break them. If you're at all familiar with these figures, you might notice that they're actually worth a decent amount, not cheap by any means. Now before you get worried that I'm potentially destroying these poor action figures and ruining otherwise perfectly good collectibles in the name of content, don't worry, because all of the action figures used in the video have signed waivers and consent to all potential injury they may incur in the video. First, let's start with a completely harmless upgrade, and actually I won't be touching the figure for this one at all, well, maybe for fun. For this Mess Toys Black Suit Spider-Man, I'm going to be making some custom bendy wire webs, as the ones that come with the figure are too rigid and short. Not that there's anything wrong with a short rigid web. To make this type of web, there are plenty of tutorials and great resources online for which thickness of wire you should purchase and how to twist it to give it a nice organic and cohesive look. So I decided to not watch any of those videos because I wanted to live in the delusion that what I'm doing is original and worth including in a video. Instead, I went online and ordered the thinnest white wire I could find, as I wanted it to be in scale with the tiny Spider-Man I have. But when I received my thin bendy wire, I realized this was way too thin, and the wire couldn't hold its shape at all, no matter how many times I would twist it over itself. So I went back online to find all the tutorials that would tell me exactly what thickness of wire works best. Just kidding, I ordered a random thickness that I thought would be better and ended up with a wire that was now way too thick. If I were to wrap this 1mm thick wire around itself multiple times, it would be comically thick and no one would ever believe that such a thing could have come from such a puny Spider-Man. So instead of just sucking it up and ordering the correct size wire, which I then discovered was easily available, I decided not to waste what I bought and made my custom webs by wrapping the super skinny wire around the thicker stuff about 10,000 times. And the result is actually not terrible. The wire is bendy and posable, and the thinner wire gives it some nice texture. The ends are very scuffed with me struggling hard to tie them off before the whole thing becomes unraveled. Also, the thin wire is kind of shiny, while the thicker wire is very matte, so that difference in finish is a little jarring. Now enough of this safe, non-destructive garbage. Let's destroy an action figure. As you can see, I've already made a change on this Broly action figure, and I've replaced his skirt, which was a solid plastic piece, with a wired fabric one I purchased off AliExpress because the plastic one broke off. You might find that taking apart your action figures can be quite difficult, as they aren't really made to be modular and you might risk damaging them if you try to just brute force it. I've found that the best way to take them apart for customizing purposes is to offer your figure a nice hot bath. Make sure to create a calm and welcoming environment so that your action figure feels comfortable and safe enough to open up to you. What I'm trying to do here is increase his flexibility, specifically his ab crunch. I saw that, similar to other figures of this line, he has a nub installed that limits his forward bend. This severely affects the ability for Broly to do his signature move from Fortnite, and I thought this was just unacceptable. So let's do a little surgery and get this guy snipped, so he can enjoy as much unprotected dancing as he wants without needing to chug a single jug. And there we go, a simple surgery that guarantees he will never have to worry about not being able to bend over again. And there's my modified and improved Broly action figure. Now for the third and final mod. This time I'm hoping to also increase this guy's ab crunch. To do so, I'll have to strip him down as well to get in there. This time he's got a soft plastic shirt which may or may not be permanently glued to him. We'll treat this guy to a nice hot tub as well before attempting to pull him apart. I know that taking away his abdomen may seem problematic and might create some unrealistic body standards for my impressionable viewers, so I want to stress that you are perfect the way you are, and you shouldn't pop out your ribs just because someone treats you to a hot bath. After heating him up, we can gently pull him apart and get all these pesky limbs out of the way. After which we should have the room to peel his shirt off. During this process, I was amazed at the realism of this figure, as they seem to have added many details that make the figure that much more lifelike. I especially liked the extra care that went into making it difficult to pull his shirt over his massive shoulders, a problem that I have all the time with my similarly massive muscles. After the shirt was removed, I was also able to pull out his abdomen piece, which is a shell of plastic that holds the ab crunch joint. I used an X-Acto knife to cut into the seams of this ab piece, which allowed me to eventually split it open. And separate it from the inner joint. Then, I reassembled the figure, hoping that the shirt would cover his complete lack of a midsection. And there you have it. He can now do all sorts of incredible movements. Though it is of course quite gappy, it has so much more posability and flexibility. Now as to what I'm going to do with his leftover piece of abdomen, I think I'll keep it for other modification purposes. You know, in case I need to reduce the amount of articulation a figure has, I can simply add on this abdomen to limit their posability. I'm personally shocked that I didn't mess anything up during this process, and I'm quite happy with the result. I'd like to give a special thanks to AR Collector on Instagram, whose post showed me how these mods work on the Dragon Ball figures. Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.